Alright, here are the NPCs that I will be covering in part 3, the rewards for each questline, and also the timestamp. Lady Tanith. You will meet her once you find Volcano Manor. Once you talk to her and go through her dialogue, she will ask you to join the family, the Volcano Manor family. Once you accept this, she's gonna give you the drawing room key. With this key, you can access a bunch of the rooms in the Volcano Manor. Once you go into the room with all the other NPCs, you will find a letter there. Take the letter and you will go back to Lady Tanith and talk to her again. She will talk about the path that you have to choose and the things that you have to do as a recusant. And this is gonna be your first assassination contract. You're gonna have to go to east of Stormvale Castle and there assassinate Old Knight Istvan. Of course, the exact location of this summoning sign is going to be tagged on your map. It's going to be very close to the Colosseum. Once you've done this, once you have killed Old Knight Istvan, you will get the scaled armor set, and once you got that, you will go back to Lady Tanith and she will reward you with the Magma Shot sorcery. Now here, reset the area, just go rest at the site of grace. You will go back into the room that has Knight Bernal in it. Right on the table there will be another letter, and this is gonna tell you to assassinate someone else. And this one is gonna be in the Altus Plateau. Of course, again, the exact location will be tagged in your map. Once you assassinate Riley the Idol, you will get Crepus's Vial, and now you can go back to Lady Tanith, and of course she will reward you with Serpent Bone Blade.
I see you've performed another task for us. Here is your usual reward. Please, take it.
After this, just reload the area again, go back to the same room. On the table there will be the red letter. This one tells you to go and assassinate Juno Hoslow, Knight of Blood. He will be in the mountaintops of the Giants, pretty deep into the game. Once you get to this place, once you kill him, you will get his armor, and of course his whip, and on top of that he will get his mask. Now at this point, if you have not killed Rykard, you can go back to Lady Tanith and she will reward you with Taker's cameo.
Take it.
And then she's gonna ask you if you want to meet their lord. If you accept, this will teleport you to Rykard and you can do that fight.
Another kindred spirit, treading the path of champions. Yes, as it should be. Now, close your eyes for a moment. I will transport you to the Lord's chamber. Farewell, then. May your visit be fruitful.
If you do the assassination for Juno Hoslow after you have killed Rykard and everyone has already left the Volcano Manor, if you want to get your reward, the Taker's cameo, all you need to do is just go back to the Volcano Manor and go to the same table where you get your letters. Once you kill Rykard, you can go back to the Volcano Manor and talk to Lady Tanith. Here she's gonna talk about how the Lord was actually weak and she needs to actually thank you. The Lord will rise again and this is not really a big deal.
Our Lord was yet weak. You have taught us that defeat is not the end. Our Lord is immortal and will one day rise again. Stronger. Until then, I must stay the path and do my part.
Now here, if you reset the area, Lady Tanith of course will leave the Volcano Manor. To find her again, you need to teleport to where you killed Rykard. You need to go to that boss room, and there you will find her feasting on Rykard's corpse.
Oh, you... Allow me some time. Our lord's carcass is vast, and not easily consumed. Dear Rykard, please, find purchase within me. I wish to be your serpent, your family. One day, let us devour the gods together.
Now, at this stage, if you have not done the boss fight in the Shaded Castle, you can go there and talk to Patches. You will find Patches there right before the boss fight, and he's gonna give you the Dancer's castanets.
So, make certain that Tanith gets this. Oh, it's nothing, it's just... makes me sick to see her all bent out of shape. Come on, Tanith, back on your high horse where you belong.
You can go back and give this item to Lady Tanith, but this doesn't really do anything.
What is it? I have no need of that. I must continue devouring my beloved lord.
Now, I'm not sure what this is supposed to be, if Patches is making fun of Lady Tanith, because of course Lady Tanith was Rykard's consort. She's just, I think, a dancer that just falls in love with Rykard and becomes his servant and wants to continue the guy's path. So I think Patches might be making fun of her. I'm not really sure because this item really does not have any effect. Now, there is speculation that with the coming DLC, there's gonna be the continuation of this quest. It has something to do with Lady Tanith. I don't know, but at this moment, this item does not do anything and Lady Tanith's quest doesn't really go anywhere from here. And once you've reached this point, all you can really do is attack Lady Tanith. Once you do this, you will get invaded by her Crucible Knight. Once you kill the Crucible Knight, you will get the aspect of the Crucible Breath, and also Lady Tanith is gonna come back and she's gonna die, and you will get the Consort's set. And for now at least, that's it for Lady Tanith's questline. Okay, Latenna. Her questline is very short and very simple. To find her, you're gonna have to go through the Lakeside Crystal Cave, south of the Liurnia of the Lakes. Once you go through that cave, beat the boss, you'll find the Slumbering Wolf's Shack, and there you're gonna find Latenna. If you haven't talked to Albus, this old man in the village of Albanarix, she's not gonna be very friendly to you.
I told the all-hearing brute that I possess no such medallion. Or have you come to take more from me? Was my other half not enough?
At this point, you want to find Albus. Albus is this old man, this NPC in the village of the Albanarix. His location is very close to this perfumer enemy. Once you find him, talk to him, and then you're going to finish his dialogue. And when you finish his dialogue, he's going to give you half of the secret medallion.
Dear me. I haven't a clue. No secrets lie with me, not a one. Oh, please leave me be. Wait then. You're not one of them? Well, what a relief. Oh, goodness me. I am Albus and Albinoric. As you can see, we're finished. The whole village is finished. The cursemongers have destroyed everything. No one that remains has their wits about them. I beg you. Would you look after this medallion? You must keep it out of the cursemongers' hands. And if you should meet the young Albinoric Latenna, then please give it to her.
Once you have the medallion, go back and talk to Latenna.
True. So old Albus entrusted his medallion to you. Then I have no choice but to trust that this was his dying will. Let's try again. I'm Latenna, An Albinoric, the same as old Albus. My apologies for my coarse words earlier. I presume the worst. Seeing that you're another tarnished like that all-hearing brute, I hope that you will forgive me. Would you consider doing me a great service? I must go back. There is something I must do, even if I must say farewell to my wolf Lobo. Will you show me the way? To the land of Miquella's Halig tree. If you accept, I would gladly apprise you of the whereabouts of the medallion's other half. Thank you kindly. They say the other half of the medallion is beyond the Forbidden Lands, north of the Erd Tree, in Castle Sol, on the mountain tops of the Giants, accessible by the Grand Lift of Rold. Then I suppose it's time. Farewell, Lobo. My faithful wolf. My better half. I will go with the Tarnished, so that our journey will not have been in vain. Forgive me, Lobo. Call upon me when needed, and I will fight at your side.
Also, before going any further, if you do not want to bother with her quest, you can just attack her in the Slumbering Wolf's shack and kill her, and you're gonna get her armor set. After this, once you make it to the mountain tops of the Giants, just go to Castle Sol, beat the boss there, and you will get the other half of the medallion. Once you have both pieces, you will go to the Grand Lift of Rold, hoist the secret medallion, and then you're gonna have access to this new area. Then at this point, all you need to do is make it to the Apostate Derelict. Once you're there, just equip Latenna, and then there will be a prompt to summon Latenna, summon her, and that's gonna be it for this questline.
O young yet towering sister of ours, let the birthing droplet in and create life for us, for all the Albinorics. Thank you. I finally fulfilled my purpose. Our young yet towering sister will give us hope. Now that nothing is left unfinished, I will join you in battle to the bitter end. And when the fighting is done, then you may lay me to rest. Beside Lobo, my dear wolf.
Right, Ranni and Blaidd. The first time you meet Ranni is going to be inside the Church of Ele. There she's going to introduce herself as Renna. You will meet her once you teleport back to Church of Ele's site of grace after you've met Melina. If you miss this first interaction, don't worry, you will meet her for the first time in Ranni's Rise, and we'll get to that later.
As I had hoped, I was entrusted this for thee by Torrent's former master. 'Tis a bell for calling forth spirits. Summon them with it, from ash and return to the Erd Tree.
Now, with Blaidd, you're gonna meet the guy on top of the Mistwood ruins in Mistwood. You will find this wolf on top of the ruins, howling at the sky. Once you found this, you can go back to Church of Ele and talk to Merchant Kale about this howling that you hear.
The howl of a wolf in the Mistwood. I suppose he must still be skulking about. I know. Why not meet him for yourself? Next time you hear the wolf's howl, make this signal right under the source. Don't fret. There is nothing to fear. I just have an inkling the two of you might hit it off.
Once you have the gesture, go back to the Mistwood ruins, go below him, and do the gesture.
Who goes there? Kale sent you, did he? Ever the bloody busybody. Maybe to him you don't seem so strange. The name's Blaidd. I'm looking for a man who goes by Darrowell. He fled somewhere nearby. Or so I've heard. Come tell me if you find him before I do. I can offer you ample reward.
Now, to find Darrowell, you need to find the Forlorn Hound Everjail. Once you're there, you can summon Blaidd as help, or you can just do it alone. You will go inside the Everjail and fight Darrowell and kill him.
Right. There you are. Had to work for it, but it's done. Don't say I'm not a man of my word. Here's your prize. Oh yes. I should say, if you venture north to Raya Lucaria and come across a venerable blacksmith who's a little on the large side, tell him I sent you, and he'll be sure to treat you right. I owe you one, I reckon.
To find the blacksmith, you need to go to the road to the manor site of Grace, northwest of the Raya Lucaria Academy. Once you're there, you can find E.G., who is the blacksmith, and tell him that Blaidd sent you, and this will unlock the Carian Filigreed Crest talisman in his shop.
Blaidd actually did that? Did he? Quite a rare occurrence for such a guarded soul as he. Perhaps he sensed something unusual about you. At any rate, if you're friendly with Blaidd, I've something else that might suit you.
Now after this, you're gonna want to go to the Carian Manor. Once you go through that place and beat the boss, you're gonna get out and find this area called the Three Sisters. Here you're gonna find Ranni's Rise. You're gonna go there, and there you will meet Ranni. Now at this point, if you've done Rogier's questline, if you know about the Knight of the Black Knives, once you meet Ranni, she's gonna say, oh, we meet again, but I did not invite you here. What are you doing here? If you know about the Knight of the Black Knives, this is how you're gonna introduce yourself. You're gonna say, hey, I know you're Ranni, you've done this. And she's gonna say, yes, this is who I am. What do you want? And you're gonna tell her, I'm looking for the curse mark of death. And she says, why would I tell you this? Why would I show you the location of this curse mark? And at this point, you're gonna want to go back and talk to Rogier, and Rogier will tell you, you can go and tell her I want to serve you. This is what you're gonna do. You will tell Ranni that, hey, I want to serve you. She says, oh, so you're scheming. You want to serve me, but also learn about the curse mark while you are serving me. And she says, there's nothing wrong with a good plan. She accepts it, and then you can continue her quest. If you haven't done anything related to Rogier, if you haven't progressed that quest, essentially how you meet Ranni in Ranni's Rise is, she says, what are you doing here? And pretty much you say, well, I just found this place. I don't even know where I am. And she just accepts you. She's like, okay, just serve me. And that's how you continue Ranni's quest that way.
Sickest is not to be found here. Why should I reveal that to thee? Oh, is that so? Thou wouldst render me aid. Is that thy proposal? Affording thyself opportunity to grope about for the curse mark's location, no doubt. Very well. There's nothing wrong with a well-laid scheme. There is, in my service, a half-wolven warrior by the name of Blaidd. I would have thee join him in searching for the hidden treasure of Nokron, the Eternal City. I have called for Blaidd to greet thee below. Take from him the particulars. Ah, and there wilt thou find E.G., my war counselor, and Seluvis, preceptor in the sorcerous arts also.
Now, you cannot leave the tower until you've talked to E.G., Seluvis, and also Blaidd. Once you talk to them, go back and talk to Ranni, and then you can continue the quest.
Allow me to forewarn thee. I shall soon enter my slumber, and it will be some time before I wake. This doll's body is not without its hindrances. Still, I have high hopes for thee. I look forward to the good news when I arise.
Now, she's gonna take a nap, she's gone. What you need to do is go to the underground Siofra River, and close to the Siofra River bank site of Grace, you will find Blaidd, and he says he can see Nokron above him, but he has no clue how to get there.
Ah, good to see you. Apologies, mate. I can see bloody Nokron right above me, but I'm absolutely stumped. I've tried all the gateways, to no avail. Perhaps it's time to ask Seluvis.
Now go back, talk to Seluvis. He's gonna continue being really snarky and annoying. He's gonna say, go to Selin and ask her.
There's a glintstone sorcerer by the name of Selin in Limgrave. She owes me for the help I gave her when she was expelled from the academy. I asked her to look into the matter some time ago.
You're gonna go and ask Selin, and what you learned from her, you're gonna want to go back to Blaidd and report to him.
Ranni's fate is kept in stasis by Starscourge Radahn. That reminds me of something I heard. There's a festival being held at the castle on the southern edge of the Caelid Wilds, east of Limgrave. It's a festival of combat. And I heard that you can fight Radahn himself. He who's once called the strongest of all the demigods.
Right, at this point all you need to do is go to the Festival of War, and there you will fight General Radahn. And once you beat General Radahn, you will find Blaidd once again at the site of grace in the battlefield.
And did you see that afterwards? A falling star right before our eyes. I can't fathom how Radahn was holding back something of that scale. He was a living legend if ever I saw one. And the path has now been cleared. To Nokla, where Ranni's fate will be decided. Let's meet where the falling star bit the earth.
The location of the falling star is going to be tagged on your map. It's south of the Mistwood area. You go there, you will see a message from Blaidd. He tells you he needs to do something first. There's a traitor that needs to be taken care of. Go onward and he's going to catch up. Now, once you go onward and go through the area, there's going to be a boss fight, which is going to be a clone of yourself. Once you beat that, you can make it to this bridge. Once you are on that bridge, you will see on your left this. This is Nokron, and where you need to go is that chair where that lady is sitting, that statue. And to make it there, all you need to do is find the Ancestral Woods site of grace. Once you find the site of grace, all you need to do is drop down onto the buildings, and from those buildings make your way down to that chair statue. Now, once you have the Fingerslayer blade, all you need to do is go back and give this to Ranni. Now, if you want to do Preceptor Seluvis' quest and you haven't done it up until this point, this is where you want to stop doing Ranni's quest, because the moment you give the Fingerslayer blade to Ranni, Preceptor Seluvis is gonna simply leave this corporeal realm. He's gonna die, and you won't be able to complete his quest. So stop it, go do Seluvis' quest line, and then you can come back and give Ranni the Fingerslayer blade. Now, once you give this item to her, she says, oh, so it was you that gave me the blade, it wasn't Blaidd. And then she says, well, that was fun, bye-bye. And she leaves for this journey that she needs to take. And she says, you can leave now, you're done. Before this also, she's going to give you an item that is related to the Fia and Rogier questline.
You may leave now. It was but brief, but thou gavest me fine service.
Now, once you're at this point, you can go and talk to Iji. He's gonna give you a clue about where Ranni is going. To continue the quest, you need to go to Renna's Rise, which is gonna be the one on the east side that has a seal in front of it. If you've reached this point in the quest line, the seal is gonna be gone. You can go to Renna's Rise, climb the ladder. There's gonna be a chest up there that contains the witch's set, Snow Witch's set, Ranni's clothing, and after that there's going to be a waygate. You can use that waygate and this will take you to the Ainsel River main. Once you're there, pretty close to the site of grace, you can find a miniature Ranni doll. Go to the site of grace and there you can talk to this miniature Ranni. Do it for a couple of times and nothing happens. On the third time, she's gonna finally talk to you, and essentially she says, this guy, what is wrong with you? Why do you keep talking to dolls? And this is where she's gonna ask you to kill this baleful shadow, and this is how you're gonna continue her quest.
Oh, a dogged fellow, aren't we? Or is it merely thy habit to talk to dolls? Fine. Fine. Perform for me a service as recompense. Eliminate the baleful shadows which prowl these lands.
If you go a little bit further, very close to the Noxtella waterfall basin site of Grace, you'll find the Baleful Shadow. You will fight him, you will beat him, and then Ranni is gonna come back and talk to you. And she will thank you, and she's gonna say this is the end of our journey, and she's gonna reward you with the discarded palace key.
Twas more of a challenge than I envisioned. Now I can finally stand before them. This is farewell, my dear. Tell Blaidd and Iji I love them.
With this key, you can go back to the Raya Lucaria Academy and open the locked chest behind Renala. Inside that chest, you will find the Dark Moon Ring. After you have the Dark Moon Ring, go back to where you fought the Baleful Shadow, the Lake of Rot. Go through the Lake of Rot until you find the Grand Cloister. Once you're there, continue onward until you find this waterfall. And there is this stone coffin there. Interact with it, and you're gonna sleep inside the coffin, and there you're gonna make it to this new area, and there you're gonna have to fight this weirdo called Astel, the Natural Born of the Void. Once you beat him, you will have access to a new exit that will take you to the Moonlight Altar site of Grace. Once you're there, very close by, there's going to be the Cathedral of Manasellus. Right in front of that cathedral, you're going to meet Glintstone Dragon Adula again. You're going to have to kill him. Once you've done that, you can go inside the cathedral. There's this hole. Once you go down that hole, you will find Ranni there again, and there's going to be the aftermath of her fight with the fingers. And this is where you're gonna end the quest. Also, you will get the Darkmoon Greatsword as a reward for the quest. Now, you need to pick up the sword. If you ignore the sword, the quest will not end.
So it was thee who would become my lord. Perhaps I needn't have warned thee. I am pleased, however. Thou art a fitting choice. I go now to the night sky. It is there I shall find mine order. I bid thee travel the path of the Lord, and once all is done, we shall see each other once more.
Now at this point, after you have finished Ranni's questline, you can go back to Ranni's Rise, and there you will find Blaidd. He's gonna be hostile, and once you kill him, you're gonna get his sword and his armor set. Now once you've done this, if you go back to Counselor E.G., he's gonna have some dialogue about Blaidd, but if you reset the area, unfortunately Counselor E.G. will also die. You're gonna find him dead. He was killed by a bunch of Black Knife assassins, but don't worry, he took out a few of them before he died. The only thing left to do is the ending. And to do the ending, once you reach the end of the game and you're very close to the fractured statue where you will pick the ending of the game, very close to that there's going to be a blue summon sign on the ground. Use that, Ranni will be summoned, and there's going to be your ending. And that's it for this questline. Okay, Preceptor Seluvis, you're gonna meet this guy once you start Ranni's questline. Once you talk to him inside Ranni's Rise, he's gonna tell you to meet him inside his own place. Once you're there and talk to him, he will give you a task. He's gonna give you a potion, and he tells you to give this potion to Nepheli Loux. Now with this potion you have three options. Number one is to give it to Gideon Ofnir, the all-knowing. He's gonna tell you can give me the potion, I will get rid of it, and Seluvis will never know. Your second option is giving the potion to the cultured individual known as the Dung Enjoyer. Once you progress Dung Eater's questline up to the point where he's gonna be tied up to the chair inside the sewer jail, and you're giving him the Seedbed Curse, at that point, instead of Seedbed Curse, you can give him Seluvis's potion. Now at this point he's gonna go to sleep, and the potion is gonna do its magic.
No. I am the Dung Eater. I am.
Also at this point you can cheese the Dung Eater. Once you give him the potion, you can wait a few seconds and then kill him. This way you can continue the Seluvis's questline and get his puppet, but also you will get his armor set. And if you're an evil person or you just want Nepheli Loux's puppet, you can give the potion to Nepheli Loux. To do this, you're gonna have to progress Nepheli Loux's questline up to the point where you come back from the village of the Albinarics, and she's gonna be sitting down in her despair downstairs at the Round Table Hold.
It's very sweet, isn't it? And very...
Now it's important to remember, if you give the potion to either Nepheli or Dung Eater, you will not be able to complete their questline. Also, you have one potion. You have to make a choice between Dung Eater or Nepheli Loux's puppet. You cannot get both of them in the same game cycle. To get both of them, you're gonna have to go to New Game Plus, and that's how you're gonna get both the puppets. So for the next step, you're gonna have to find Seluvis's dungeon. Now, his dungeon is gonna be below these ruins that is very close to Ranni's Rise. There's an illusionary wall there. Inside the dungeon, there's another illusionary wall. You can go through that, and if you've given the potion to either Nepheli or Dung Eater, you can find their bodies there. Once you have found this place, you can go back to Seluvis, and there's gonna be a new dialogue option with him about his place. Now, if you don't get the dialogue option, you can just go to a site of grace, rest there a couple of times, and you're gonna get the dialogue option as long as you have visited this secret place. Now, once you talk to him about this secret dungeon that he has, he's gonna get another dialogue option, and here you're gonna ask him for a new puppet. Here he's gonna say his puppets are very dear to him, each one of them is special, and he's not gonna give you those puppets for free. To buy puppets from Seluvis, you need Starlight Shards. And once you buy a second puppet from him, he's gonna let you in on his scheme.
Perhaps you'd be interested in a little scheme of mine. It will produce the finest of puppets, which I aspire to cherish with these very hands. A ploy to fool even Lady Ranni. How does that sound? I knew I had you pegged. You're just like me. Then I'd like you to procure something. A rather unique starlight shard that glistens with amber. With that, my special draft will gleam with nectar sweetness. And even a demigod would be slave to its charms.
The Amber Starlight Shard is going to be in the Altus Plateau. If you go to Pydia, you can buy this map from him that's going to give you a clue about the Amber's general location. Now, if you look at the map, it looks very similar to the stairway that is close to the highway junction site of Grace. And according to the map, the Amber Starlight Shard is going to be northeast of this site of Grace. To get the shard, you can use the same path that I use and drop down and get the item, or you can go through this opening that is east of the site of Grace, a little bit further down the road. That will also lead to the same place. Once you have the shard, you can go back to Seluvis, give it to him, and this will reward you with the magic scorpion charm.
Finally upon us. Goodness gracious, the way it glistens. Utterly enchanting. To think this was once a demigod's very fate. My, oh my, oh my. Ah. Are you still here? Ah, yes, I should give you your reward. Yeah, please. It's all yours. It's splendid work. It's just marvelous. Now just you wait. The merriment is soon to begin. The scheme I promised is to be revealed very shortly. Good. I've been waiting for you. It's finally complete. The perfection of my draft, gleaming nectar sweet. Give it to Ranni and ensure she drinks it. The dead-eyed doll lets down her guard in your presence, rather remarkably. Though she might dip her hands in the dirt and feign that icy persona, she's a frail, gentle girl at heart.
Well, this is a most unpleasant awakening. The depths of wickedness never fail to surprise me. I am saddened that thou wouldst succumb to such depravity, led astray by Seluvis with devious tonic in hand. Didst thou think to have thy way with me? Begone, hapless scum. I won't have another whiff of thy rotten breath. I have spoken, away from my sight. This is the third time, fiend. Enough of thy unbearable breath.
So yeah, I guess your breath smells really bad and she kills you for it. And I'm pretty sure your breath is actually what wakes her up. But anyways, at this point Ranni will disappear, but don't worry. You can go to the Church of Vows, and with one blessed dew you can get absolution, and that will bring Ranni back and you can continue her questline. However, Seluvis at this point will die. You will get his bell bearing and also get his armor set. After this you can go to Pydia. He's also gonna die and you're gonna get his bell bearing, and if you gave the potion to Nefeli, once Pydia dies you will get the puppet for Nefeli Lu, If you give it to Dung Eater, you can get his puppet from the shop in Seluvis' shop, and you will get the Dolores puppet from Pity.
Please stop. You're my puppet. I loved you all I have. How could you forget? Shut up.
Also, if you gave the Fingerslayer blade to Ranni before finishing Seluvis' quest, obviously you're not going to get the puppets, and Seluvis will just automatically die. Again, you will get his bell bearing, his armor set, and also Pydia again will die. And there you will get his bell bearing and the puppet, and that's going to be it for this questline. Brother Corhyn. The first time you meet this guy, it's going to be in the Round Table Hold. There he's going to introduce himself, and he's going to be your incantation merchant.
I'm Corhyn, a man of the cloth. I teach incantations.
Once you progress deep enough into the game and you make it to the Altus Plateau, you will go back to the Round Table Hold, talk to him, and he's going to say he needs to leave the Round Table Hold because he wants to search for this noble scholar called the Gold Mask. Now at this point, if you rest, he's going to leave the Round Table Hold and he's going to relocate to north of the Altus Highway Junction site of Grace, very close to the place where you pick up the map. Once he is in the Altus Plateau, if you want to, you can kill him, and he's going to drop the Corhyn's bell bearing, Corhyn's robe, and his flail. If you talk to him, he's going to say that he's yet to find the Gold Mask and he needs your help to find the Gold Mask's location.
I'm yet to find the noble Gold Mask. I suppose he'll be closer to the Erd Tree.
The Gold Mask is going to be on the other side of this bridge called the Forest Spanning Bridge. The easiest way to get to him is just going north, following the road north from the Altus Highway Junction site of Grace until you get to this site of Grace called Forest Spanning Bridge. There is this waygate, use that waygate and it will teleport you to the other side of the bridge, and there you will find the Gold Mask, talk to him, and once you've talked to him, you will go back to Corhyn and report back to him. Once you tell him the location of the Gold Mask, if you rest, he will also join the Gold Mask, and there he's going to become his documentarian.
And though I am yet to comprehend even the daintiest morsel of his wisdom, I know that this is my life's calling. The Golden Order has bestowed me, talentless as I am, the great duty of documentarian.
Once you make it to the capital, you need to find this site of Grace called West Capitol Ramparts. From there, move south, up this hill, and then close to this Colosseum, very close to a cliff, you'll find Corhyn again. Here, once you talk to Corhyn, you will find out that there is a problem. The Gold Mask has reached this riddle, this question. Who is Radagon, Marika's second husband? Who is this? And he's stopped oscillating his finger, he's not moving around, and this is very concerning to Corhyn, and he is very mad that he cannot find the answer on his own. So you need to help him find the answer to this riddle, to this question. Once you progress a little bit more and you fight Ghost Godfrey and beat him, inside the same room, the Erd Tree Sanctuary, up there on a tree branch, you can find this book called Golden Order Principia. If you give this to Corhyn or the turtle guy, you can learn this incantation called the Law of Regression. This spell requires 37 intelligence. By this point, you probably have access to larval tears. You can go back to Rennala and respec your character if you don't have enough intelligence. Now, this next part is a bit of a spoiler for the main story of the game. So just a warning if you do not want any spoilers. At this point, go back to the Erd Tree Sanctuary, move west, down the elevator and down these stairs, and there you will find this message, this riddle. that will say regression alone will reveal secrets. There you can do the law of regression and this will reveal a secret. After this, you want to go back and report back to Corhyn. He's going to become very happy, and there will also be a new incantation available in his shop, and that's going to be the Immutable Shield. Once you make it to the mountaintops of the Giants, they will also relocate, and you can find them in the mountaintops of the Giants on a bridge very close to the Stargazer ruins.
Nice to see you. I can't believe you've come all this way. I've been gripped by a terrifying thought. The rhythms and calculus of the Master's finger betray a suspicion of the holism of the Golden Order. A conceit, I am afraid, that cannot be overlooked. Oh, but how could this be? I dread to even entertain the possibility. But somehow, I cannot cast aside my doubts about the Master. Tell me, have I simply lost my head? Only, if the Master were true to the Golden Order, why would he think to breach this forbidden mount of fire?
At this point, you can offer him the Tonic of Forgetfulness, the item that you get from Raya's questline. Doing this doesn't really affect the questline and how it ends. This will only affect Corhyn's location at the end of the questline, so you can choose however you want.
What is this? It will make me forget, you say, so that I can push aside these frightful thoughts. Would that I could. Would that I could.
Once you beat the crumbling Farum Azula and beat the main boss there, this is where the questline will end. Once you make it to the Leyndell capital of Ash, if you did not give the Tonic of Forgetfulness to Corhyn, you can find him here, you can talk to him, and after reloading the area, he's gonna leave and you can find his flail, his robe, and his bell bearing where he was. Also, if you gave him the Tonic of Forgetfulness, you can go back to the Stargazer bridge and the same place you saw him last, and there he's used the Tonic of Forgetfulness, he's forgotten everything, and again, if you reload the area, he's gonna leave again, and you will find his flail, his robe, and the bell bearing.
Master? Where did you go? I'm right here. Please, show me. Your finger, your rhythms and calculus. Let me document the motions. Master? Master, where did you go?
Now the only thing left to do is finding the gold mask. He's gonna be dead, and his body is gonna be below the cliffs close to the Colosseum. Once you find this body, you can find this mending rune, and this will be the perfect order ending if you use it. And also, if you reload the area and go back to his body again, there you will find his clothing. And that's it for Brother Corhyn's questline. Alright, that's it for part 3. Hopefully you found the video helpful. If you did, consider liking and subscribing. Let me know if I missed anything, but that's it for now. Until the next one, peace.